Good day once again, friendly viewers. This is a Naruto Manga Chapter 624 review. My face feels funny. I can edit that part with some captions. So basically this chapter is kind of seeing a splitting point with Hashirama and Madara. It's like the fork in their story, where Hashirama goes one way and Madara goes the other way. Kind of like shows, again, once, the Uchiha way of thinking. They're very emotional people, very emotional. Don't piss them off, basically, is the moral of the story. But it kind of starts off, it resumes from obviously the last chapter where they are fighting and everything, and Madara gets pissed. He's like, "Don't lay a finger on my brother." So yeah, molesters out there, just keep your hands off. Madara's going to get pissed. But as we all know, Hashirama's like stronger than Madara, so all things are all well and good, but Hashirama will fuck up Madara, so they've got to take that into account. It was pretty good. It was quite a good chapter overall. There was quite a lot of action. It was like as I said, it's like a fork in the relationship. There, they got a bit upset with each other. They had a bit of a domestic, and then it shows like the progression of how they both become the head of their respective clans. At the end of it, you don't really see very much of it. They're like sort of penultimate battle, but Madara's on the floor, and the chapter ends with Madara saying, "The only way that I'll ever trust you again is if you kill yourself or kill your brother," because we find out that the second Hokage was actually the one that caused Izuna to die, which is, I think, pretty cool. It's a nice little detail that we didn't really know about. We knew Izuna had died because of wounds from a battle, but we didn't know how exactly, so it's cool to think that the second Hokage was actually pretty boss. He killed Izuna, who was almost on par with Madara. It's pretty boss. Really, there's not too much to say about this. I mean, if you read the chapter, it's more or less self-explanatory. A lot of it was just showing what kind of happened up until the point where Madara is on the floor saying, the only way I can trust you is if you kill yourself or kill your brother. And obviously we know that doesn't happen, because the second Hokage becomes the second Hokage, and obviously the first Hokage becomes the first Hokage. So they they build the village beforehand. It seems to me that the defectors of the Uchiha clans want peace more than they want to follow Madara. Maybe Madara will come into some sort of agreement, but at the end of the chapter it doesn't seem to be that way. I'm not quite sure how this is going to be resolved, which is kind of good. It makes me want to read next week, obviously. So that's definitely a plus side. In general, I thought the art, maybe it's because my eyes are feeling a bit funny at the moment. I won't say why my eyes are feeling funny. You can probably guess that. But my eyes are feeling funny, so I felt like the artwork was a bit sloppy. It looked a bit weird at times. Obviously Kishimoto doesn't actually draw every single panel. He draws like the main things, he adds in his own style. But things like the background, or background characters, or details, maybe he doesn't put in, or toning, he just does like the main outlines, because to produce that many pages in a week it requires a lot of assistance, so he gets his assistants to do all of the crappy stuff. So some of the assistants aren't as good as they're not obviously as skilled artists as he is. But so overall the artwork for me was a bit off, but we got a double page, which is nice. Hopefully we get a colour page soon. And I guess next week we'll see what happens with how Madara and Hashirama become, sort of put aside their differences and build the Leaf Village. So that would be cool to see, and I guess that will somewhat answer Sasuke's question, but then again we still need to see what happens exactly with Hashirama versus Madara, because that was the flashback that started And at the moment we're in a sort of flashback inception, so we need to see what happens with that first, and then we can go back to Sasuke and then resume with all the action. But yeah, please comment with all your predictions, thoughts, feelings on the chapter currently, and maybe what will happen later. How long do you think this flashback will go on for? Will it be another couple of weeks, couple of chapters, or do you think next week's can probably transition back to the fight, the original fight with Hashirama and Madara? Well, I say original, but the first flashback. Or do you think it's going to make a very, very quick turnaround, go back to Sasuke for a little bit? I don't know what's going to happen. Any thoughts you have, comment. I will reply to all comments. If you like this video and review, then thumbs up. If you like all my videos, then feel free to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe, and also check out my artwork, because I do some artwork. An artwork video will be coming out soon. I've been working on it for fucking ages, so hopefully that will be good. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you probably in a day or so with the weekly manga rankings. Adios amigos.